Hey everybody, this is RJ from Paperform. I am here today with our guest Chris Andrade, and he is the founder, owner, business operator of Pixelbricks. They're a branding web design agency based out of London. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, excited, man. Excited to talk to you.
Yeah. So when we connected, something that stood out to us is that you fill this really great niche as an agency owner who uses Paperform across a whole bunch of different use cases like contracts, surveys, lead gen, subscriptions. So we wanted to pick your brain a little bit and understand like how you're using Paperform. Let's get started and just find out more about you. I always love to hear your story, like how you got into your business, how you got into your industry.
Well, it's not a glamorous start, I don't think, but so if you go back far enough, I was a sort of teenage boy lost in South London amongst many people who were misguided, I guess, getting involved in things they shouldn't. There were many gangs, and knife crime has been prevalent in London for quite a long time. So I was sort of in the mix of estate life. But for me, the escape was being creative. In many ways, it saved me. But that's kind of where it started, just being creative digitally and diving into a computer and figuring out software. And then it grew from there, really. A local company noticed what I was doing because I was promoting the work that I was doing. They were fascinated that this young boy was, I guess, escaping estate life by being creative. And they sort of picked me up and said, would you like a job? So I was like, sweet. So they gave me a job sort of assisting on courses that were helping young offenders and other underprivileged youth in London. But the fascinating thing was the people that were training on those courses were industry professionals. It was almost like hands-on university. I was sort of learning on the job and soaking in all of this free information. And it meant everything because it's led to where I am now, really, which I'm able to support my wife, keep a household, that sort of things, So we just started doing what we're doing, and Pixelbricks kind of born. That was 2019, maybe 2018, 2019. And then it's just been growth ever since.
So then tell me a bit more about Pixelbrick. What are the types of services you specifically provide and, your client?
Yeah. Web design, of course. We provide SEO services. And in all the iterations that SEO has become, we're sort of trying to stay on top and understand what works now in the age of AI. But brand development is sort of, they naturally work together. So brand development, website, and SEO is in a nutshell, really. So I'm always excited to understand how people work and use websites as customers. So I'm using tools to be able to see that, make decisions.
So tell me, what are the typical challenges that you face in your business week to week, month to month, year to year?
I guess it's always trying to stay relevant, stay in people's attention using social media. I don't naturally like to promote myself. It's awkward, you don't like to sort of put yourself out there in that way. You just want to get work and carry on with it. I think just doing a good job and being a good person has been the best marketing technique for us, really, because clients move on and they pass on your details. They start with a new fascinating company who want to redo their website. Oh, Chris is the guy, Pixelbricks can do it. So I think that's important, just being a good person and consistent.
Before you found Paperform, before you started using Paperform, what were the challenges that you were facing specifically?
My biggest challenge was limitations with forms. Forms stopping working. We were using WordPress for many of the designs, and we were using a form builder. I don't know if I'm allowed to name for certain forms, but anyway, the entire time we had this popular form builder, there was issues with SendGrid, and sometimes clients wouldn't be getting their emails sent out, or they wouldn't be receiving emails from their potential clients. So there was always a moment of having to fix an issue, and it just became frustrating, to be honest. So I think that's when we started hunting for something that its sole purpose was to be a good form builder. And there were unique use cases as well that those form builders couldn't handle. I needed to create robust forms that were going to help with charity onboarding, using sensitive data, and that's when we needed something that was going to be powerful and capable.
So then for you discovered Paperform. Was there, a light bulb moment when you discovered Paperform's like found the thing that solves these problems?
That's exactly it. We're on the hunt for something. Someone's doing great things with your SEO because I found Paperform. So that was good, and, but yeah, just diving into it, being able to see how it works, looking at the capabilities. It was an instant sell. It wasn't a difficult decision. I needed a good, robust form that I could use multiple times for multiple different clients. The form builder initially was just so simple, so straightforward. This is the sort of before the upgrade, which just made it even better. We were able to put things together quite quickly. Some of the forms we were doing were quite extensive, quite big forms with lots of sort of conditional formatting and being just very easy to use, very clear how to solve a problem, to create integrations and journeys, that sort of thing. It was just easy. It was just simple.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually that was my next question. So how easy was it for you as a business owner and as an agency, someone in the creative field, to pick up and start using Paperform?
Yeah, super easy. I mean, I don't know if you guys did some scientific research before, but it's the ease of use, the intuitiveness. It just made sense. Anyone can jump on there and get started right away and see that it solves the problem right away as well, which is important. When you're looking around for things, if you have to guess too much, nobody's got time for that. Not really. So yeah, taking out the guesswork was helpful.
How have you been using Paperform and PaperSign to help your business and help your clients?
Yeah, so we've got varied clients, from charities to sort of companies that help massive corporations with their in-house management and things like that. We've got companies that need newsletter signups, and that to be able to integrate easily with MailChimp and other tools. Paperform is super helpful, because being able to sync it with MailChimp to create a custom sign up form that's just as great. It makes it easy. An interesting use case, maybe one that not everybody thinks of, is that being able to filter spam emails by sort of keywords and key phrases is super easy and really helpful. That's helped a lot. We use the form for feedback forms after webinars, webinar registrations. We are currently using the e-commerce features to sell access to previous webinars from one of my clients. I guess it's just so experimental, and there's a lot you can do with the form to almost make it look like a web page as well, which is really useful. And the client loves being able to use it and see results and look at the data. And yeah, it's a special form builder.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Tell me about a little bit about that workflow that you have there. People can obviously sign up for the webinar, right? And then you can put it behind a paywall once it's done for people who either attended or maybe they didn't attend. Like, take me through that whole process and how you set that up.
Yeah. So somebody can register for a webinar. That's pretty simple. As a form, that's a free webinar. But if they want to access any of the webinars that have passed, they didn't want it to be free anymore, but they still wanted to be able to capture the data. But they didn't want to, at least at that time, they didn't want to invest in an e-commerce functionality on the website. But at the very least, they wanted them to be able to go onto the webinar page and say, did you miss these? If you did, click on which one you want, and then you fill in the form and make the purchase through the form. So that the concept of that is super helpful, and that solved the problem. I guess they'll want to develop that further into an e-commerce function, but that to fill the gap at that time was super important and help the client to keep moving forward. So that's helpful. But then even that, once the purchase is made, using integrations, that's going to send that data to MailChimp that this person has purchased this, so they're interested in XYZ, and start a journey through that. And that feels seamless, because it is just click into MailChimp, make sure it's signed in. Once it's signed in once, for that client, it's signed in. So every form I'm building, I could just reconnect it. Again, ease of use, clearly well thought out.
And that's what we want, is to fill that gap, to solve those problems where you don't have the resources or the time to build a full solution. But Paperform as a form builder has so much capability, and it can fill that solution pretty robustly, for sure.
And I think that's the important thing with Paperform. You can confidently promote something as part of your service, knowing that it's going to work. Paperform, I've never had an instance where it doesn't work.
How often are you talking to our chat, to our customer success team, to figure out solutions?
I don't think I've ever had to.
You don't? That's fine if you don't.
Yeah,
That's great.
I've never.
Means the product's working.
No, exactly, and that is true. I've never had to contact support ever, which is great. That's amazing, because everything's intuitive. It just makes sense and it works. I haven't had to say, these emails are not going through. If it doesn't, it's probably my fault somehow. Maybe I haven't input my email address or something. But But something else that we found super useful is creating automated replies to specific requests. And one of the requests that Coaching Focus has is, if somebody signs up and shows their interest in a particular course out of their 3 courses, I can use one form, and depending on what they choose, it will send them the brochure that they've requested. I haven't got to create different forms to do that. So that's really good, being able to upload the PDF on the back end and have that be sent to the client depending on what they choose. That's been useful recently. I've just had that completed. So yeah, again, it's all these little things that if you can think it and it's logical, then chances are you can do it. And pretty straightforward as well. There's no deep science to how you use it. There's clearly a lot of deep science on the back end, but yeah.
What about our AI feature? How have you been able to use that? Yeah, tell us about that and how easy it is and how beneficial it's been.
Yeah, there's a charity that I work with that they have multiple charities all through London, all through the UK actually, and they have a form for sort of when somebody needs support as a family, and that form is quite extensive. In the past, they had to outsource it to a company that were building forms, basically, because it's quite long, it's quite detailed. So this time round, when I took on a new branch of that charity, they had the same form. That idea came up. It's going to be a long registration form. So I was able to take all of the form fields, create a prompt, and just put it into Paperform's AI, and all of the work was done. It just created the form, and then I just had to customize it and design it and change the colors and the fonts, that sort of thing. But that's a use case that it was so helpful, and there's been moments where I need to create a form, something to do with mine. Quite frankly, I can't be bothered to go through and create all the fields. So just putting it into the AI, done within minutes. I think that's very unique, and sort of very now utilizing AI is really cool.
So when you think about all the different ways of using Paperform, PaperSign, AI form builder, what's been the return on investment for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the time that is saved, it pays for itself sort of tenfold. There isn't a single website that I build that doesn't have a Paperform form on it somewhere, even if it's just the basic contact form. We probably couldn't function without it, because we use it in so many different ways for so many different businesses. Yeah, I don't know if that's good enough.
That perfectly answers it. What I'm hearing is you're getting more time, you're getting more sleep, and you're getting more time to do the things you love. Like that's the win.
It's true. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think going back to the charities, those forms that are extensive, that takes a lot of time and a lot of thinking, and I just want to focus on the design. Something that is also great as well is if you are creating a new form using the AI builder, it's going to give you the generic sort of design, but you can import design from the other forms that you've created in that brand. And that is a time saver, because just when I thought Paperform might have had a fault, I was able to import theme from their brand, and I was like, oh, okay, sorted. So yeah, you won again.
Yep, absolutely. That's what we love to hear. And, we take our user feedback seriously when people say, hey, like, it would be great to have this feature. Again, it's about saving time. How can we make your Paperform experience awesome, but also how can we help you have more time to do the things that you love, to do the things that really matter for your business and for your life? So that's awesome. Just give me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh man, I needed to cough for about 5 minutes there. I was holding it in. I'll get that out.
You got to leave this in.
Yeah. No, you were just saying awesome stuff. I didn't want to interrupt, but
Yeah.
So tell me, as an agency owner, why would I, as a business owner, use Paperform? What's your recommendation for others to use Paperform?
Yeah, I think, like, if we're honest, a form builder is not the center of our lives. It's not. And I think Paperform does a good job of getting out of the way and letting you carry on with what you need to do. And the most important things, everybody wants simplicity. They want it to work. They want to be confident that it works. They want it to be flexible. I would recommend it because everybody wants something to save time, but also to look good as well, not be cheap. And this is robust. So I would say, if that's what you're looking for, you need a solid form builder that's going to do the job every time and exceed your expectations and surprise you every now and then. This is a great form. It's going to free up your time and solve issues internally as well as externally on a website. Then that is the tool that you need, really. It's as simple as that. Yeah,
we'll take it. That's fantastic. So it's the tool that you need. I love it. So what's next for you and Pixelbricks?
We want to just continue doing what we're doing, keep making quality products and help people along the way as much as possible. But also, I would love to be able to explore creating some sort of podcast where we talk to business owners about their challenges, things that they're working on, things that are working great for them, but to ultimately inspire others who are looking to start their own businesses. I don't know if that sounds too generic, but it always ties back to helping people somehow.
Yeah. No, that's good. I mean, what's the point of life if, we just live it for ourselves, if we're willing to get in there and help each other out, I think life is just so much better. So no, that's something you should aspire to, and not boring at all. Not at all.
Yeah. I think not to sort of oversell Paperform, but I think that's effectively what Paperform's done. It understands its role in helping people to achieve something. And I guess, like you said, the founders, they knew that it would be a useful tool. So that ties back to helping solve problems.
So wrapping up, I have to cough.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, man. This is crazy.
Mm.
Oh, I'll have some lukewarm coffee right there. There we go. I can't get awesome coffee like you probably can at a cafe. So right now it's just instant for me, but
oh man,
it's fine. It's good. Okay, let me back up there. It's been awesome to talk to you, Chris. I've loved this. We've learned so much. For anybody out there that wants to get in contact with you, use your services, you do web design and graphic design. We know you do that awesomely. How can people get a hold of you just to connect, or even for your services?
Via my Paperform.
We can add. We'll share that link with people. Yep.
Yeah, through the website. LinkedIn is kind of where we do most of our connecting, and and we can talk about things. I don't oversell. I just try to help find a solution and try to be there to fix it. Yeah.
Awesome. So that's pixelbricks.co.uk. We're going to get that right. I'll add that link, and then your LinkedIn bio and your Paperform. to this video, and yeah, people can get a hold of you. So it's been awesome chatting with you. Thank you for your time.
I'm sure the relationship with Paperform will grow, and yeah, I'm always here to chat.
All right, thanks.